Peter Brock was sort of it in our household, and I think, you know, Dad absolutely held him up there like God. So, you know, that's what we were sort of showered in, I suppose. Pictures around the house. We used to sort of get driven to school in a genuine Brock. So I think it's been a big impact on me for as little as when I was 5. During the week, Dad worked flat out, sort of had his own business. Weekend time was with us, which was great, and it was those fond memories of jumping in the Brock and heading up the coast for the weekend to spend time with family.
I think, you know, we used to spend a lot of time on the weekends of Friday, Saturday night. You know, we'd jump in the car with Dad and...
Yeah, I think losing Dad was definitely the hardest thing we've ever had to deal with, both me and my brother and the whole family.
Tough thing to go through when Dad passed, and I think if it wasn't for the cars, you know, I don't know, you know, sort of how it would have turned out. It's bringing us really close.
The thought in mind was always to try and build a replica that was, you know, as close to Dad's as possible. And then Matt buying obviously the LC, building that was Dad's very first car. So, you know, what can we really build in terms of tributes that really honour Dad's memory?
I'm Matt Cornish, and this is my 1970 LC Tirana tribute build.
I'm Mitch Cornish, and this is my VK 1985 model tribute build. So Dad's been gone nearly 5 years now, and it doesn't get easier. I think you learn to live with it and just deal with it. I think the great thing for me and my brother is being able to walk down the hallway, open up the garage door and look at the car and see those plates, you know, for Mickey. You know, for me it allows me to never forget.
It feels awesome to own the car, you know, whether I'm just in the garage at home looking at it by myself with no one around. You know, I can't get enough of it, but I think massively when we've got the cars out. A lot of people will see the cars out most weekends. We do drive them, always together, whether it's a show or just going for a drive. You know, I've actually had a few of the older boys say to me over the years, you know, I wish my son would do something similar if that ever happens, you know, and it just makes me feel good, you know. My first car was actually a VN Commodore that I paid $200 for it. You know, from there I sort of stepped it up. You know, I went from VN to VR to VS, had wagons, and spoke to Dad and I said, I want this VL Calais Turbo. It was down at Campbelltown for sale at the time. Finished building that, and then obviously, yeah, suddenly Dad passed away, and I remember sitting there and, you know, talking to the boys and whatnot, and I just said, you know what, this car is awesome, but I need to do something for Dad. I need to do something to take my mind off it. It was a great car, but I just always knew there was something missing. Dad never owned a VL, and it just, yeah, I always wanted a Tirana in the back of my mind, even through the build.
It's a funny story of how I actually come to pick up the VK. So got the call from the brother saying that I'd won it. So I contacted the seller and I rang up the old man and I said, mate, I need you to meet me at Leichhardt. And I said, I've just bought this VK, you're gonna love it. And he said, mate, you're an idiot. So yeah, gave him a time, didn't tell the wife either. She was quite disappointed and upset that I hadn't let her know that I'd bought it. Basically, before I could even get out, the old man had sort of followed me back home and he'd run up to the door and said, mate, can I have a drive? And I said, mate, absolutely. So he's jumped in it and taken it around the block and yeah, thought he was Brocky actually behind the wheel, reliving his youth and yeah, double clutching and getting into it. He was absolutely loving it, mate. So yeah, I think it was bringing back memories for him as well. So originally with the car, I didn't really have a thought process in mind when I actually picked it up. Obviously the influence of Dad and Peter Brock and that sort of thing and seeing what's out there in the scene, it was definitely prompting me to want to build a Brock replica. You know, within a couple of days of him passing, I was online, I'd ordered the number plates and I started ordering parts and it was on. I actually sort of come up with a bit of a blend, I suppose. I think Dad was an absolute, you know, fan of the Blue Meanie. I think who's not, VKSS, but obviously he had the director. So I tried to build a bit of a blend of that. This is best of both worlds. Love the Blue Meanie, loved his director, it's silver slate. I just thought that I'd sort of, you know, nailed it. I've kept it quite original in terms of the mechanical side of things. I've recently just put it through for a resto, so full respray, bodywork, which turned into being quite a big job. Got the 19-inch aeros on it now, shield seats. It's just got 2.5-inch dual exhaust cut off at the diff.
So I bought the car 2 years ago. So the car started its life out as a two-door S. Obviously it's been GDR replicated at the moment. So the car's running a Holden 6 202, the 186 Yellow Terror head on it, triple 45mm Webers, flat top pistons. It's very similar to an XU1 cam. It's got a black motor crank with Starfire rods, electronic ignition, it's got Gilmour drive, extractors, exhaust, whatnot. Behind that, I've just recently put in a Borg Warner 5-speed, and then down the back it's actually got a shortened Borg Warner diff out of a VNSS. Tidy little package. It's no speed demon, but it's enough to keep me happy, that's for sure. Go on, tell him.
It was absolutely neck and neck, mate, actually.
You kidding, eh? You can't lie, mate. The Tory chops it.
Not
the
a chance.
Torrey chops it like
Not
it
a
stands
chance.
still.
Not a chance.
You kidding yourself,
Not a
are you?
chance. Kind of doesn't count.
I'll bring the papers out the front and we'll decide right now if you really want to.
Yeah, classic.
Yep, done.
Yeah, he's always had cool cars, and I think, you know, me and Matt have always sort of found the VK to be the one that was probably most dear to the heart, and I think more so because that was the period of time where we were growing up, where we really understood and we connected, we went to school in it, we went shopping in it. You know, it was sort of the car that was there during our upbringing, and I think going to the GDR was a great call from Matt.
Stop it!
Nailed it.
Stop it!
That was very good, man. Well done, brother.